Hey, we're Tracie and Rich. We're a couple in our 50s who have decided to leave Australia and move overseas. We've been gone 8 weeks now. We're currently in Malaysia, Penang specifically, and we absolutely love it here. And we wanted to share with you our experience of leaving Australia. We've both got adult kids, grown kids, and we know when we were exploring moving overseas, specifically moving to Malaysia, we were on the lookout for videos of couples our age, so 50 and above, who had decided to leave Australia and move to Malaysia. And it was pretty thin. Like there's lots of young people.
If you want to know how to backpack, YouTube's your spot.
And we're not backpackers.
No.
I mean, we do it cheap. We don't want to overspend, but 100% we wish there'd been more information out there for people our age. So if you're our age, maybe 45 and above, like 50s, 60s, 70s even, so follow along.
Hopefully we can inspire you and share along on our journey. We do TikTok and YouTube mainly, and we just want to talk about our first 8 weeks, the highs, the lows, which hasn't been really many.
No.
Maybe filming this video has been one of them. But
yeah. We've had a few tech issues.
Yeah, and look, we want to do this, but we're still learning how to do it all. So we'll get there. So we probably need to rewind about 6 months ago.
Yep.
We decided to our kids, as we said, we've got 7 kids between us, and we decided they're all adults. And we're like, okay, let's make the move. Let's move overseas. So we went and explored. We looked around Southeast Asia, and we probably chose that because it's close, still home if we need to go home. And the normal place is Bali, which no, not for us.
Not for us. Seriously, it's gotten too expensive. And it's great for a holiday for a couple of weeks, but we decided to travel all over Asia. We were originally thinking Vietnam. So we went to Vietnam last year and spent a bit of time there.
Had a good look at that. I'd been there a couple of times. Said, Tracie, we should give it a go. It's, as you said, good for a holiday. So we did Ho Chi Minh, which there's no way we'd settle there anyway. Went up north to Hanoi, and then we did the coast of Nha Trang and Hoi An.
Which I always get everything mixed up. I say Nha Trang, Da Nang.
Yeah.
Like I can never
Da
remember
Nang is
names.
one too, I think. So, or maybe I've just heard it from you all the time. So, and look, it was nice, and like the weather's good and the climate's good, and the food is cheap and all that. But it just, I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's recovered from COVID. I think that there's too many buildings that just haven't been built.
Yep.
And then we've discovered something about developers and what the government's after. So anyway, we did that. So then we went back home, and then we went to Thailand. Now, we probably didn't give Thailand the best chance because we just went to Phuket. And
it was full of tourists, and
Surprise.
It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We've not explored other places of Thailand. We'll tell you about where we're living and the rent we're paying and what it's costing us to live here. It's such a good price to live here that we can actually spend the next 12 months with this as our home base. And we've got a bucket list of places in Thailand and Indonesia, so many other places we want to go and explore and visit.
Yeah. So after Phuket, we decided, we'd heard a bit about Penang.
Yeah.
And we thought, let's come down here and have a look. It was literally a 30-minute plane ride from Penang. We got some accommodation in Georgetown, and we went out and explored. It was a Friday night, and it just felt right.
Yeah, so tell them about how because we're in KL first, weren't we?
No. We came straight here.
Where did we come from?
Phuket.
Okay, so you got to tell them about how we felt and why we went, we love it here.
Well, I think after being in Phuket and it just wasn't quite right, and we caught the plane down here, which is a very short plane ride. We got here on a Friday night, checked into the hotel in the middle of Georgetown, and we just went out exploring, and it's just had that feel about it, that vibe, didn't it?
But as soon as we drove it, we were in our Grab from the airport.
No, that was the second time.
Was it the second?
Yeah.
No, but when we first got here, we were like in the Grab going, this is really cool. We really like this.
Oh, okay.
And then being in Georgetown, and we stayed at the George, which is I've never stayed anywhere like it. Bougie. And we had points, so we didn't have to pay for the accommodation. And we just loved it. We loved everything about Georgetown. Like, honestly.
Yeah, look, it was great. And it was just before Ramadan, so it was pretty quiet. So
we didn't realise that, though.
No, we're like, this is really quiet.
So quiet here?
But yeah, look, with all the artwork and that, so we quite enjoyed it. And then our hotel concierge said, you should have a look at Batu Ferenghi, which is up the... So if you don't know, Penang's on an island. Well, there's actually mainland and also an island. And we're talking about on the island. So we're in Georgetown, the capital of Penang on the island. And he goes, you should go have a look at Batu Ferenghi. So we caught a grab up here, and it's right on the beach.
And when we say up here, it may be a 30-minute grab ride.
Yeah, and we're talking about 8 kilometres.
Yeah, and the 30 minutes is traffic, right?
Yeah.
It's the traffic, it's not the distance.
No. So we came up here, I was like, yep, this is really relaxing. We actually found an estate agent and said, can you show us around? Not knowing how estate agents work in Malaysia, and we'll talk about that a bit later. So he was happy to show us around, and we started looking at these luxury apartments, and we looked at one which was like a penthouse, 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 3 living rooms, which was, half the size of a football field, so maybe a soccer field. It was just
180-degree views of the ocean.
Just absolutely amazing.
It was like, we were like, wow. Yeah. It wasn't kitted out beautifully.
No.
The kitchen wasn't beautiful because they have maids and stuff. We are not that. We like a nice kitchen.
So we're just like, yep, okay, but we weren't ready.
No, we weren't.
So we thought, okay, we'll go home and get ready. 6 months later, we went home.
Organised our stuff.
And 6 months later, we're ready to come back. And we've been watching, as you're doing now, watching videos and YouTubes about moving overseas. And I said to Trace, babe, how about we give KL a go and just see? Like, we've got Penang in our back pocket. Let's just go see what we think about KL.
Because we'd started watching YouTube videos and seeing families with young kids move there. And a lot of people were talking about, what was the suburb?
Montkiara.
Montkiara. And then Bangsar was another place. So we thought, you know what, we haven't given KL a go. Like
we only spent 4 days in there on the way out of town.
And we thought, we haven't given it a fair go. Like, we fell in love with Penang, and KL was on our, we were flying out from KL back to Melbourne. We thought, let's give it a go. Like, we're seeing everyone else talk about it, how amazing it is. And
so we took we had an overnight flight, and we asked the hotel, can we check in early? They said, I should be able to. So I think we got in about 8 a.m. The airport's about an hour away from KL, so it's a fair trek. We get to the hotel and they go, no, your room's not ready. We're fully booked. It won't be ready till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So we had the morning in Montkiara. Montkiara is an expat area, and that's why a lot of people said you should go to Montkiara. And look, for certain people, I'm sure that it's an amazing area and they enjoy living there.
Look, it is. It's new, it's beautiful, it's safe. There's international schools there. So I think for couples and families who are looking for that, they want more of a like home feel. Yeah. But it wasn't for us. No. We did enjoy our time there, although for us, shopping's what everyone raves about, the shopping centres, and we're not shoppers. So and us...
They actually weren't that good, really.
They
were quite old. They were very old. Compared to the other shopping centres we've seen in KL and Malaysia, they were very old and tired.
And Bangsar's got way better shopping centres.
We're just like, it almost feels like being back home, and that's not why we're moving here. Yep. And the prices weren't much different than being back home. So we had a few days there, and then we moved to Bangsar. That's right. Moved to Bangsar, and that was a nice new apartment, Holiday Inn downstairs.
The Holiday Inn in Bangsar is amazing, actually. Yep. So if you're going to Kuala Lumpur and you want to explore it, Bangsar and the Holiday Inn was great. We enjoyed our stay there.
We actually left the hotel after a few days and found the shopping centre, which was like a local shopping centre. I suppose the thing is, like, look, we're after the fairly authentic.
We want to be around the
locals.
We
do want some luxuries and all that there. We want to eat street food and all that there. So we found Bangsar to be quite good.
Yeah, we liked it.
And then we had to go off to the Philippines to meet your Tracie staff. So we booked another place that we thought was near Bangsar, but not knowing the city.
On the way back from the Philippines.
So we went to the Philippines, came back, and we, not knowing the city, we thought, okay, this looks quite good. Airbnb it, and you don't always get what you should get, or what you think you're going to get in Airbnb.
Well, it's like you look at an area on a map and you think it's going to be something, and then when you get there, it's not something. And the photos on Airbnb look very different to what it's like when you actually arrive.
And apart from KLCC, from what we're saying, KL's not a walking city. There's highways and freeways everywhere, so you can't just, it's only a 10-minute walk.
Like, especially out of KLCC, like the actual city. I'm sure if you stayed in an expensive high-rise 5-star, you could walk around KLCC, but definitely when you're staying in Bangsar, Mont Kiara, places like that, it's massive freeways and it looks like something's across the road and you can't. It's a freeway. It takes you half an hour to get around wherever it is that you're...
So they're just little things to look out. You know, if you're thinking about staying somewhere and you think, oh, that's close to amenities, maybe put into Google Maps and walking and just see, because you can't just cross the road at all. So we weren't, the last place, look, we're like, oh, this isn't overly good, not the best spot. And
noisy.
Noisy and all that.
Highway.
So I think after that we just decided, you know what, we're gonna head up to Penang.
We left early, didn't we? We left our Airbnb a couple of days early.
I think we did, yeah.
We just didn't love it. And I think we weren't feeling 100%. Every time we go to the Philippines, we end up with the runs. But we weren't feeling great. We didn't love where we were. So we were like, let's just...
And then we managed to find a 1-month rental on Airbnb up here in Penang.
Yeah.
So like, great. Because the other thing, we just, you know... We had 2 suitcases each and all that there. I was like dragging all that around and we'd been there for a bit. So suddenly we had some more luggage. So like, it'd be really great to unpack our luggage.
But remember, it was like when we were looking on Airbnb, we didn't realise there's a little dial you can turn for longer term rentals.
Yes.
And somehow we came across it and we found longer term rentals. So the place that we got, their minimum was a 2-month rental. And we messaged them and said, hey, you know, we've been caught out before on Airbnb that it isn't the description. Would you let us just stay for a month? And they were like, no, we won't. And I don't know how we kept chatting with them.
No, we can't do that. Airbnb doesn't allow it.
Yeah, that was against terms of service.
So then we said, well, look, we're just unsure. Like, you know, we're happy to stay longer, but we want to make sure it's okay. Like, 2 months is a long time to stay somewhere if it's not what people are saying it is.
Yeah.
So anyway,
they had no reviews, remember?
Yeah, they were just new. So let's have a month. We caught the train up, which was cool. Like, we like catching the train up, nice and easy.
And it's a 3-hour trip, by the way, on the train from KL to Penang. So
and then it's about another hour. So the train station's on the mainland. So then you got to get across. But we caught a grab, and I remember coming across the bridge, and it was just like, yes, this is the feeling.
Yeah.
So we kind of knew that
we were like,
this is the right spot.
Love,
so we get to this place which is near the floating mosque, if you look it up on the map. So nice sea views and everything. We get into the apartment. This lady shows us in, who's not the owner but a friend, and everything has been turned off. And when we say everything, we mean everything. And apparently the cleaners had come in, but they hadn't done a job. So we opened the fridge that had been shut for who knows how long.
Months.
And there was some meat in the freezer. We ended up having to do some cleaning and all that. And look, the hosts were nice and supportive of us from there, a long way away, while we bought bleach and chemicals and cleaned everything.
They're in Germany and we're on them and taking videos and photos showing them. And their friend who had let us in, she was like, oh my God, it's so bad. You know, like the stench was like, ugh.
So we settled in, which was good, and then unpacked, and that was really nice to unpack and just...
It felt great.
Yeah, and do some work. Like we can both work from there, so that was good, and get out and explore a bit and find a few new things. And then they came back and said, oh, look, you've only got a month. We've got somebody who wants to rent the place after you leave. Do you want to stay or not?
Yeah.
And we're like,
no,
we just sat on it. We just sat on it for a day. We thought, you know, let's start looking around and finding.
Yeah, and we were like, really, if they can get tenants for longer than we were prepared to stay there, we did. We said to them, look, if you can book someone in, do it. We figured we'd find something else.
And explore different areas, because where we were, we're like, oh, there's not much about. But I think we're a bit trapped because we didn't have any transport, which we'll talk about again later. Now we've found all these amazing spots that we didn't know were there when we stayed there. So we got back onto our agent and we started looking around places, and then we found this place that we're in now.
He took us to a lot of places that were nice, but I said to the agent, I want to walk in and go, oh my gosh, I love this. And when he showed us through this place, we both went, yep, this is it. We love it. It's like penthouse, top floors, 3 bedrooms, kitted out with all the mod cons.
And that's the thing. Over here, it's very easy to find a fully furnished apartment, but it's furnished in a very basic level.
And they don't, like most kitchens don't have ovens or microwaves or they're very bare. So this place has got an an oven, the amazing kit out, like
Leather
oven,
furniture.
stove, leather furniture, beautiful
Yep.
timber dining table, and
King size bed and
yeah.
so it was just like, yep, this is, and you know, we refer back to what we said, we're in our 50s, so we're not backpacking, we do want some luxury, and we'll put up a video of and a walkthrough of the apartment.
Well, we put it on TikTok.
So we'll put it up on both videos.
Yeah, we'll add it for you so you can see.
But there's 3 bedrooms, so we're paying 5,000 ringgit a month for this place, which converts to about Australian dollars. I'm not sure about US, sorry, but Australian dollars about 1,800 Australian dollars a month. So $450 a week. So if we convert that to US, we're probably paying $300 a week US.
Yeah. And it's got, honestly, security everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's such a safe place. Not that I don't feel they need
No.
it. Like where we're living, Penang is such a safe place. A big 50-metre pool downstairs with a kids area and a spa area and a
Saunas,
gym.
gyms,
Rich has got
amazing
his
beach
sauna,
views. Yeah,
you know.
amazing
Yeah.
beach views. You know, fully. We'll show you on that. So it's just like, yep, this feels great. So we're like, okay, so how do we apply? Back in Australia, you know, it's fairly different. It's like, okay, you need to
It's
apply.
very relaxed. Rules around, we had to show him our passport and pay a deposit.
We paid a deposit. So this is all over WhatsApp. So it's a bit like, it's over WhatsApp, you know.
Yeah.
So we need to,
Yeah.
you know, we might want to see something before we pay some money.
Yeah.
But anyway, and we were going off to KL for some other things. So we said, look, yep. So we said they want us to move in 5 days. We said, no, we'll move in 15 days when we get back from KL. So we went off to KL. 12 days in, we haven't seen a lease, we haven't seen anything. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, remember, we were 3 days in moving and Rich was going, we haven't received anything. Like, we're meant to be moving in 3 days.
So then we're due to come back we flew back from KL on the Sunday, still haven't seen anything. It's like, what's going on? Like,
Over Monday, weren't we?
And I was like, well, are we still moving in? So, well, when are we going to sign the lease? They go, oh, no, you've agreed to it.
So
that's what you need to do. You can move in. Well, but we haven't signed, we haven't paid anything. And I'm like, I'm not paying anything until I see a lease.
And we're like, we're going to give you the money. We'll do the transfer when we're there with you.
And they're like, yeah, that's all cool. So anyway, we turn up. So we're moving from apartment 15 minutes away. So we text the agent, go, hey, can you pick us up on the way with our luggage? And he's like, yeah, sure, no worries. He goes, I don't have much room. So okay, we'll try and fit in. So anyway, so we turn up here on the Monday morning with the other agent. So there's 2 agents, which we'll get to in a minute about all that. So it's 2 agents and they show us, so we go, yeah, just sign here, transfer the money, here's the keys. We're like, okay.
There were just a few little things on the lease, remember? Like that we went, this isn't right, the dates aren't right, the money's not right. And they fixed it and had that all printed out ready for us.
Yeah.
We literally were like signing the lease, handing over the money.
On the day.
And doing the condition report.
With our suitcases in the corner, ready to move in.
Yeah.
And then so that was all cool. So transfer, and then we went back and brought the next luggage back. But what happens here in Malaysia is there's a buyer's agent so we had to pay our agent for finding the apartment for us. And mind you, like, he did a great job. He'd pick us up every time and drive us around.
How many apartments he showed us.
So it was like, and I was thinking, oh, wow, like, this is really nice of you to do that. But he's getting paid for it.
He's getting a month's rent.
Yeah, so he gets a month's rent. And then obviously the owner of the apartment pays the other agent as well. So it was like, oh, okay, that's how it all works.
Yeah.
So a little bit different to home in Australia. So now it makes sense of why.
So we had a buyer's agent working with us to find us somewhere to live. We paid him, and the vendor obviously has got their agent that he pays, and they work together. So it's pretty cool. So, I like it.
Look, we've been here for 2 weeks now.
Yep.
Settled in and just loving the life in Batu Ferenghi. So it's a little beachside suburb. The beach is literally, we can look down on it over here, and we'll show you some views of that later.
We'll probably have to add some clips in because, you know, from
you'll
what
see
you're
that
seeing here behind us is the mountains, but just out to the left of Rich, it's 180-degree views of the ocean. So we will share that with you.
Yeah, we'll put that
stunning.
up there. And lots of thunder. It's rainy months, so we get thunderstorms and lightning, and look at those.
And the thunderstorms are magical, and they're in the middle of the night or really early in the morning, and then through the day, sunny, like beautiful sunny days. It's stunning.
So we've been settled and found some shopping centres. There's a little supermarket down here, which is quite good. It's got a little fresh mark in it, so we can buy some fish and they gut it and scale it for us.
Like, it's like a fish this big, honestly, and they scale it, gut it, and we bring it home and cook it in the oven and
it
everything.
might be like five Australian dollars
Yeah,
for
$4 or
that.
$5. It's amazing.
You know, like we buy a big packet of bok choy, there'll be like 5 bok choy and it's like $1 Australian. So what we've found here is that processed food is probably similar to back home in Australia, the pricing, but fresh food is so much cheaper.
And
Prawns are $10 a kilo.
Yeah, the prawns are amazing. But like having said that, the processed food, we're not getting the same food at home. And yes, it's similar to what you'd pay at home, but still cheaper. And we don't buy a lot of processed food, so that hasn't affected us. Our fresh food, like the wet markets here, you can buy any meat, fish, whatever. And we've found non-halal supermarket. Well, there's sections of supermarkets where you can buy our lamb and pork and bacon and things like that.
We went to one today and we actually bought it all, and then we went to walk into the standard supermarket. They're like, no, you cannot.
And they stopped us.
Yeah, you can't bring the food
non-halal, and so we had to go. We went back went back to the butcher and went, "Can you hold this for us while we do our grocery shopping?" So
we've just been catching grabs everywhere. So, and back home, like we can get a grab and it can be a 2-minute ride and cost us like literally $1 Australian, and the grab driver's okay. It's not like angry and upset. It's like, oh, well, that's the way it is. And other times, you know, we might go for half an hour and it costs us $10 Australian. So it's really cheap. But then the other day we finally hired a scooter again. I
don't have my bike license, so I've actually inquired about getting my motorbike license here in Malaysia so that I'm covered for health insurance and all that sort of stuff. So I'll probably do that like next week. I've found a school that I'm going to book in with, and you're going to come with me too, aren't you? Yeah. So it's like you book in, you do your theory stuff, you get your ALs, you've got to do 16 hours of lessons, which is like a couple of days or something. Apparently they're not that strict. We don't know, we haven't done it yet. But anyway.
So we'll get that, but it's just given us some freedom to get around a bit more and discover, as we said. So we're living probably 10 minutes from where we were living in that Airbnb. And now we're discovering all these little shops and shopping centres and wine bars and hawkers markets and all that we never knew were there because we were stuck because we had to get a grab. And when you get a grab, you're just going from A to B.
Yeah.
And now we can explore a lot more, which has been great. Today we bought a coffee machine on Marketplace, which was because we're missing the coffee. And I found one on Marketplace and this guy said, okay, I'll meet you at Starbucks. So, okay, that's interesting. No worries.
Buying a coffee machine from a Starbucks.
And I said, well, I need to see it working. He goes, oh, we'll find a PowerPoint there somewhere. So I bought the beans and the cup. And we turn up and anyway, we're in this shopping mall and we just found this random power plug in the middle of the shopping centre. Tracie's gone and got some water and we've poured the beans in and put the cup underneath, make sure it works. Like, okay, cool, it works. Marketplace deals, I suppose that happens everywhere, but it's just weird to be
meet someone in a shopping centre, like it was lit outside the Starbucks. But that was fun. It's just so much more relaxed here. There's so much to talk to you guys about.
We'll keep going. So the other thing we found, like nothing here opens until 10 a.m. and we're early birds. So Tracy mentioned earlier, we get up at 6 a.m. still and we watch the night turn into day. But nothing here opens, even Starbucks doesn't open until 10 a.m.
So we needed a coffee machine.
Yeah, we did.
We've had the pod machine here though, which has been fine. It's done us well enough.
No.
Okay, we have a coffee machine now. So,
but what it's done is that because stuff doesn't open till 10, but it doesn't close till 10 p.m. as well. So we're changing our lifestyle. We're eating later.
Yep.
We're staying out later.
Yep.
It really is a different lifestyle here. And part of it is because of the heat. So people go out later as well.
So I'm normally back home in Victoria. Easily I can be in bed by 6. Like cook dinner, be in bed. And here, like I've had all-nighters when I'm stressed about work stuff. But like... Well,
for instance, 6 o'clock here now and we're just...
we're starting
our
to think
afternoon.
about, what are we going to have for dinner? We'll go for a ride. And honestly, there's a food, like a hawker's market down the road here, and we can eat the most magnificently cooked food for probably $10, $12 for the both of us. So we don't need to cook.
You're not paying $35 for a meal.
Yeah, we do cook because we love cooking and we've got our food in the fridge, but often it is just easier to pop down and we can walk down to local restaurants they call them restaurants, but they're not. It's like a side of the road cafe. It's all open air. They're all cooking with the flies everywhere, and we eat the street food. I've got video of it. Yeah.
But I was just saying the other night, there's no flies and there's no mozzies, and we have the doors open and all that.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And the cost of living, I suppose, is the next thing. Like how cheap it is, and like I was just thinking before, like I popped down the other day. I got a beard trim and a haircut, and it was 40 ringgit, so it was $15. Like I'm paying $55 for a haircut back home and $55 for a beard trim, which I'd never have one. But $110 compared to $15 for the same service.
So we will go over, like maybe we can share with you as we do things, what things cost us. We'll share with you a tour of the apartment, what we're spending.
And people have asked, like, what are we spending a month? And we probably need to work that out, because that's the other thing. Like we keep saying, we're not backpackers, right? We've got a budget, but we're also fairly liberal in what we spend because we can.
Yeah,
and we deserve it.
We don't sort of have a budget. We're not counting it, but it's definitely my bank accounts going up compared to being at home in Australia.
For sure, yep.
I don't even know how long this video has gone
we've been going for
now.
28 minutes now. So
28 minutes. If you're still here with us, thank you for staying.
Yep, and we'll put some more up. But if you think, the main thing is, if you're thinking about moving overseas or moving cities or whatever, give it a go. I was stuck in this one town for 45 years and always wanted to get out, and there's always a reason, kids, businesses, whatever, but we've done it and we're loving it.
And if you've got any questions that you want us to cover off on any of our experience, whether it was before we left Australia, we've got to go. We haven't sold up in Australia yet either.
Yeah.
We wanted to give it a go here to make sure we loved it. Like, we're meeting with accountants and tax advisors and things to look at what we're doing. But if you've got any questions about anything, we're more than happy to share our experience. We know our experience could be different to other people.
Yep.
But if your kids are grown up, you're in your 50s, we're your gang, and
That's it.
Leave a comment. We're more than happy to jump on.